Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to explore a truly fascinating and often overlooked truth. You have angels watching over you. Yes, angels. Those divine messengers sent by God to guide, protect, and encourage us throughout our lives. But here's the important part. Many of us are unknowingly blocking their help without even realizing it. This is something that has been reflected upon by many spiritual teachers, including the great Christian thinker C.S. Lewis. His insights help us understand how subtle actions and attitudes can hinder the divine assistance that is always available to us. So today, we're going to look at 4 common ways people unknowingly block their angels from helping them. And more importantly, we'll see how you can open those doors so that divine guidance and protection can flow freely into your life. Let's begin by talking about the first way we might be unintentionally obstructing divine help. First, ignoring or neglecting the voice of your inner conviction. Many people go through life disconnected from that small, persistent inner voice, the voice of conscience, intuition, or moral guidance. This inner voice is often how angels communicate with us, nudging us toward what is right and away from what is harmful. Think about moments when you felt a subtle warning, perhaps a sense of unease about a decision, or a gentle tug away from a harmful situation. That's the voice of your angels trying to steer you. But what happens when we ignore or dismiss these nudges? We become deaf to their guidance. We drown out that small voice with distractions, an obsession with work, entertainment, or social media. Sometimes pride or stubbornness leads us to dismiss these gentle warnings altogether. When we do this, we're essentially shutting the door on divine guidance. We are telling the angels that their help isn't needed or that their voice isn't important. But the truth is, that inner voice is a vital channel for divine assistance. By neglecting it, we miss out on wisdom, protection, and clarity that could save us from unnecessary pain or mistakes. When we listen to that voice, when we pause, reflect, and act on it, we open ourselves to divine guidance. This is not about perfection, but about awareness. The more we tune in and honor that quiet voice, the more we allow angels to work in our lives. Second, holding on to unforgiveness and resentment. This is a powerful barrier that many do not realize they are creating. C.S. Lewis emphasized that forgiveness is at the heart of spiritual growth. When we refuse to forgive others, we build walls around our hearts. Resentment, anger, and bitterness act like a barrier, preventing divine love, healing, and assistance from flowing into our lives. Think of it like a dam, holding back a river of divine blessings because of unresolved hurt. When we choose to hold onto resentment, we are essentially telling the universe that we prefer our pain over peace. But angels are messengers of love and mercy. They are eager to bring healing and reconciliation. Yet, they cannot do so if our hearts remain closed by unforgiveness. Letting go of resentment doesn't mean excusing harmful behavior. It means choosing peace over anger, releasing the burden of bitterness, and forgiving, not just for others, but for ourselves. Forgiveness frees the heart and clears the way for divine grace to enter. When you forgive, you're not only releasing pain, you're creating space for divine help, guidance, and protection to flow freely. It's a vital step in opening the door for angels to work on your behalf. Third, focusing on fear and worry. Fear is perhaps the most common obstacle people face. It's natural to feel anxious when faced with uncertainty, whether about health, finances, relationships, or the future. But Lewis pointed out that fear can shrink our view of the divine and make us doubt that help is available. When we dwell on worries, racing thoughts about what could go wrong, imagining worst-case scenarios, we're essentially closing ourselves off from faith. Fear contracts our heart and makes it difficult to see the presence and work of angels around us. However, trust and faith are the antidotes. When we shift our focus from fear to trust, from worries to faith, we open the door for divine assistance. Trust is the key that unlocks divine intervention. Remember, angels are messengers of peace and reassurance. They're eager to help us transcend our fears and walk in confidence. But we have to choose to believe that help is available, that we are protected, and that divine guidance is real. Practicing trust, even in small ways, can significantly open the channels for divine help. When we surrender our worries, express gratitude, and affirm our faith, we allow angels to do their work more effectively. Fourth, neglecting gratitude and praise. Many people underestimate the power of gratitude. C.S. Lewis believed that gratitude is the language of the soul, a way to connect with divine goodness. When we forget to thank God for the blessings we have, big or small, we inadvertently shut the door to divine abundance. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. It opens our hearts and invites divine blessings to flow more freely. When we acknowledge God's goodness and express appreciation, we signal to heaven that we're receptive and thankful. Angels rejoice when we give thanks and praise. It's like a melody that invites divine presence closer. When you practice gratitude daily, whether through prayer, meditation, or simple reflection, you strengthen the connection between yourself and divine help. Neglecting gratitude is like ignoring the divine gifts already present in your life. It's a missed opportunity to invite more blessings and assistance. So, to recap, here are 4 ways we might be unknowingly blocking the help of angels. Ignoring or dismissing the voice of our inner conviction, holding on to unforgiveness and resentment, focusing on fear and worry, neglecting gratitude and praise. Each of these attitudes or actions creates a barrier, an obstacle that prevents divine guidance and protection from flowing into our lives. But here's the good news. You can change today. By becoming more aware of these barriers, you can start to remove them. Listen more carefully to your inner voice. Choose forgiveness over resentment. Trust in divine care rather than fear. And practice gratitude every day. When you do this, you open your heart wider, making space for divine assistance, for angels to work on your behalf, and for a more peaceful, guided life. Remember the words of Psalm 91 verse 11, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." They are always present. They are always ready. But they need your invitation. They need your openness. Start small. Be intentional in your daily life. Pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and attitudes. Over time, you'll notice how your life begins to shift. The guidance becomes clearer, the peace deeper, and the protection more tangible. Thank you for joining me today. I pray that your angels are free to guide, protect, and uplift you every step of the way. Remember, divine help is always available. You just need to open the door.